Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Ladies' Night, brought to you by ESL. And on the production side, we have you brought by Stockholm Esports, and in the production side, we have you from Qruxel Studios.
Qruxel Studios, that's right, here in Stockholm. And we are live, of course. Now, we do have our first set that is going to be brought to you shortly. It is going to be My Insanity's QueenE, who is going to face off against Real's Zhaie.
Indeed.
I hope we get that right, like that name is.
QueenE we know, of course.
Yeah, she recently went to Azerbaijan to compete in the IESF, where she did make it to
third place.
Yeah, falling short out against was it the Finnish player?
I believe so. Yes. And
yeah, but I mean, so like it's a pretty good run, you know. She did, of course, crush in the qualifiers, and yeah, so it's going to be quite exciting. I think that she's going to be the one we are going to be following throughout this tournament.
A bit at least. We're gonna see some. What is our opponent gonna play? Do you think?
Yeah, okay. Zhaie is Zug. She was random at first, so I was a bit confused. Like, is she playing as random? Because I mean,
that would be epic.
Yeah, like yeah. Sorry, just had to check there. But yeah, guys. So we're going to be jumping into our first game shortly. How are you doing, by the way? It's been a while. Like,
it's been a while.
We casted.
What was it? What's the?
Quite a while ago.
We was in the studio. I remember that much.
The very same studio.
Damn, what was it? It was the
Stockholm Esport.
Yeah.
Stockholm Esport. What? The thing is, like, I've casted lots of small things.
Yeah.
So I keep forgetting.
It's all a blur.
Yeah, that's exactly how it is. Like.
Okay, but we're going into Catalina as our first map of the evening.
Yeah. So why don't you just go ahead and take things away?
All right, spawning in the bottom right position here on Catalina, we have a blue Protoss, Swedish QueenE from My Insanity.
That's correct.
And her opponent, of course, in the left position here on Catalina, we have Zhaie, playing as a green Zerg.
Yeah, what nationality was she?
French?
I know she's Dutch.
French.
Oh yeah, because we have four French players. So they actually make up 50%
of the bracket. Yes.
Yeah, if France represent.
Indeed.
Well, anyway, we do land up here on Catalina, game number 1, and right off the bat, I know that as far as I'm concerned, like you know, following some recent results and stuff like that, QueenE's PvZ has sort of gone up and down between like being a really strong matchup and then sort of, you know, where she starts feeling a bit shaky in it.
Mm-hmm. She has at least proclaimed that she is a bit shaky in that position, but we saw recently that she beat Madalisk on her home curve.
Yeah, that was
that brought her to Azerbaijan in the first place. And
yeah,
she
exactly.
also proclaimed that she had to exercise her PvC a bit there. So I think maybe PvC is one of her stronger matchups to date because she has to practice that so much lately.
Yeah, perhaps. But I mean, in the IESF games she did play. I do believe that was a Finnish Zerg, and you know, having such a loss, I know she is extremely competitive. Indeed. So like she takes a loss very hard. Mm-hmm. But I think this is going to be like a good way for her to sort of, you know, find motivation to come back to sort of improve. You know, like I can't give up now. I'm not happy with the results I'm bringing, so I'm going to practice even harder. And, you know, just like get better, come back next year and absolutely sweep away all competition.
I believe joining these smaller tournaments also gives you a lot of practice, not from a practice perspective per se, but also from a, you know, when you come into new tournaments, you always have those nerves, and those nerves can almost kill you in a game. And it's also nice to come back and relax and just take your step back a bit from these tournaments and don't take them fully as seriously, and so you can just focus on what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, like you say, tournaments, you know, being used to playing in a tournament setting. It's like with, you know, many of the professional Koreans. One of the edges that many of them have that, you know, people and casters like to talk about is the fact like, yeah, okay, so a guy like Flash has played Brood War for like so many years at a super high level, so like he has tournament experience.
Yes.
You know, versus someone who has very little. Mm-hmm. You'll be absolutely calm, while, you know, the new person is just like you say, it's, you know, can be very shaky. Mm-hmm. So it's a very important part.
All right, but We're gonna take it back a bit and fix
yeah,
the
we have some
sound
sound issues just going on right now, so we'll just like try to sort that out. But you'll have to look at us. Oh, there we go.
Oh, here we go. All right, so it's a PVZ on Catalina. We haven't seen Catalina for a bit, at least I haven't, because we are playing on the Dream Pool right now.
Oh my god, I hate it. It's absolutely appalling.
Do you want to have your rant on?
Do you want me to give my Dream Pool rant?
No, I think that's gonna take a while.
No, like I've narrowed it down. I've made it more concise.
You have a word for it?
I can phrase it in less than like, I don't know. Oh, actually, I can't keep it too concise. It's just absolutely appalling. But yeah, anyway, we did have the 1 Get Expo coming out of QueenE, and now Zhaie, she's actually gearing up here for some sort of pressure. We have the speed started. Roach One has also been added in here, and no additional drones actually being produced there, so she's just banking up some money in order to go. But look at this, QueenE has decided to go for 4 Get pressure off of 2 bases. Fairly solid way to open, but she needs to be careful to not overcommit the warp-ins.
Is her tactic maybe something that could rely on her opponent getting a third, because we are also seeing a Zerg only staying on 2 base so far?
Yeah, like if your opponent goes for the 3rd base, then like an attack like this will hold a lot more potential to actually do like extreme economical damage. But just because Zhaie is staying on these 2 hatcheries, this attack might actually risk backfiring for QueenE.
Yeah, there are these 2 roaches chasing this poor little salad away. It's gonna have to take her down there. But okay, we have a couple of roaches here on the map, and she's probably up against a few more salads here on the map, and more Zerglings spawning. Okay.
Yeah.
We know Zerglings aren't that good against salads.
No, with speed in the open, they can get that surround quickly though.
Yeah.
So we'll just have to see if Zhaie decides to be super angry with these units. Now, QueenE has not really sort of decided to commit here. She poked in with a Mothership Core and Zealot, and is adding a robo behind this and a bunch of sentries at home.
But Zhaie is just ignoring those Zealots, and he's just going to run by and take out this little pylon here out on the map.
Yeah, this is actually a very important detail. Like, if you knock out the Protoss player's reinforcement point, that effectively shuts down all sort of aggression they can do, and that even supply blocks QueenE, so very annoying there. But Zhaie giving away a few lings there for free. You don't want to be doing that on such a low economy.
I wonder if she's going to pull out here with the roaches and poke a bit more into QueenE. So she's going to just clean up these cellars in the middle, of course.
There's no roach speed, but lings do come in here, get this around and just clean this up.
Yeah, there we go.
Move commanded zealots aren't that good.
And now she has the map control, so now she can actually go and poke in and see what QueenE has up for herself in her actual base.
Well, I mean, sentries here should be able to just like deflect that. Can't really break through. A zealot there also being added in. Now, an immortal on the production tab here for QueenE. I mean, she knows her opponent is still stuck on the 2 hatcheries. She knows her opponent is very low economy, and you like to, in order to have enough infrastructure to hold a sentry mortal all in, you actually need quite a lot. And what her opponent has is not enough. Force fields going down on the ramp here. The lings actually do get in. Force a few extra force fields.
The force fields are actually forcing her opponent to poke in here. And the question is if she's going to get the immortal here. That's going to be very, very big for Zhaie. And she actually does. And she still has all these roaches stuck here in the poke. And Mothership Core put an overcharge. And she's going to use her cells to try to push these roaches back for now.
Yeah, those zealots will. I mean, those roaches were sort of trapped in the choke there. The loss of that immortal is very frustrating because it really slows down that initial move out you want to be doing as Protoss with this composition. Because like the dream number is to have 3 as you go. But yeah, now this is of course going to slow down QueenE, and behind this Zhaie is going for the lair. So yeah, now finally she'll be able to take up a little bit. Should be looking to take that 3rd base.
I love how this Mothership Core is just poking around. It's really forcing her opponent to make a move, either like defensive or offensive, and that can actually focus her or force her opponent to do something stupid. And now he's pulling in there with the Zerglings, but the roaches get stuck back behind the force field, so she can't really do much behind there.
Yeah, good force fielding there from QueenE, getting a lot of those lings for free, and lings are quite lava inefficient, so yeah, that's a bit of an annoyance here for Zhaie. She does need more drones though, only at 35 to 47. Force fields going down on the ramp once again, and these zealots do connect with the lings, cleaning those up quite easily. And now finally QueenE is sort of starting to power up here. She's got 10 sentries, 2 immortals, 3rd one almost done, +1 weapons on the way, added additional gateways behind her this. So she'll definitely be looking to be aggressive within a short period of time.
Yeah, the problem is she's not really gaining anything by poking in with these Zerglings so far. I mean, they just run in and die basically because the roaches can't help with the push. But what she does here is like focusing QueenE to put her back in her base and not letting her come out. Now she's coming out on the map for the first time ever since those Zerglings and roaches poked out. So now QueenE can maybe look out to take some forces out on the map and take some map control again.
I mean, this army is actually very powerful. These Immortals hold so much damage potential. There's lots of force fields as well to control the battlefield. And, I mean, Zhaie's composition of Roach Ling of 2 hatch production is not going to be enough to stop this Protoss hide. Now, this third base does get sort of scouted out. But, I mean, the drone count is just very low for Zhaie. She's at 44 drones to the 48 probes of QueenE. So, I mean, this hold is going to be very hard to make here.
You're suggesting that all those Zerglings could maybe have gone into some more drones, and that would put
yeah, absolutely.
Advantage. We have QueenE pushing in here though, and she's making a very prominent defense here, and she's also setting up her...
nice force fields and trapping a bunch of those roaches on the wrong side.
Indeed. Zhaie can't really make something out of this. Her roaches are stuck behind those force fields, and that force is way too large for those 3 roaches to do anything about it.
Yeah, Warp Prism here to reinforce. A few Hydralisks do pop right away, but they get picked off within seconds. Observer does arrive, so now QueenE can start clearing some of that creep. Look at this this army. It's not even an army, it's more like a recon force for our Zerg player. What is that going to do against this super powerful Gateway army backed up by those 2 Immortals and the Mothership Core?
Yeah, she's in big trouble here, and all those force fields are just shutting in those Zerg units, and QueenE can just walk in and do whatever she likes here on the natural of Zhaie. And there's not many forces left here, and that leaves the natural open for QueenE to just poke in and take it down. I'm wondering if Zhaie can do so much else here.
No, I think she's going to be falling out shortly. GG does get called there, and QueenE decisively takes game number 1. The initial loss of that Immortal was a bit sloppy, but that didn't really matter, because like once she came out across the map, she looked very comfortable and then just dominated. Not a lot that Zhaie could do at that point. She
really utilized her sentries to make those force fields to let her opponent not get into her base and do that economical damage. And she throws so many links away that she could do a lot better use for.
Like either you save the links for counterattack, or you just make drones. You really want to make a lot of drones as Zerg. You can't stay of such a low economy, because as you saw, there's like the army for Zhaie was just so small. It was completely irrelevant just because there was no economy to back that up.
Indeed. We're gonna poke into a game number 2. It's a best of 3 in all these round of 8 series, and I think Zhaie is gonna choose the next map. As he
it's loser picks.
Yes.
All right. That's how it is. Anyway, we'll just cut it to a quick break between games, so don't go anywhere.
We'll see you soon. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are set to go into game number 2 here between QueenE and Zhaie. QueenE, who is up 1-0 against her opponent right now in the PVC. Yeah,
such is the case. The second map is going to be King Sejong Station. And I don't really have any sort of super noteworthy things to mention about this map, except maybe that the third can be a bit dodgy to take for Protoss. But without further delay, let us get into the game.
Alright, again, spawning here in the bottom right position, we have a green Zerg, Zhaie.
And her opponent, representing my insanity and Sweden, she is QueenE. The blue Protoss. Now, at first, the Zhaie was sort of like banking up minerals. She ended up making a few drones like in one go, but I thought she was going for like a 6 or 7 pool.
That would be cool.
Like very, just going for the throat right away.
The mind games.
Not caring about anything. Now, QueenE goes for the 9 pylon and decides to scout, just playing it safe. And, I mean, you know, if your opponent is down a game like this... Oh, little extraction trick. But yeah, if your opponent is down, I mean, they can, you know, pull out crazy things out of the hat. So, I like the choice of just probe scouting.
Yeah, the probe scout will give her that additional information. Maybe she is a bit tangled about what her opponent is gonna do, so maybe she's want to be extra careful that her opponent doesn't pull up some 6 or 8 pull and some early aggression. Because she's gonna poke in straight into the base and find what's going on. As QueenE, what would you set up yourself for in this game?
I mean, you win the first game with an like Immortal Sentry all-in kind of play.
Would you just go safe?
I mean, it's hard to say, like just right off the bat. But you win the first game in a series in a best of 3. You take a lot of momentum, and you have to utilize that momentum sort of to carry you through the rest of the series. But I mean, the danger of that, of course, is when you get a lot of initiative, is that your opponent shuts you down. But no, QueenE does go for the Nexus first. I really like this decision, actually. She's also going for that hatchery block, so that's going to be really annoying. Oh, does botch that a little bit. I don't know, that hatchery looks a little
No, I was
misplaced.
also figuring if that
hatchery
is it
looks
on spot?
misplaced. It looks misplaced.
Is it?
I don't know.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's too far to the left.
Off.
It's too far to the left. Zhaie at this point, I mean, cancelling now. It's already spent about 30 seconds building. But a gas taken, by the way, here for Zhaie, and QueenE does get the scout. So
question is if the economical loss from this misplacement is what impact that is going to have.
It's not huge.
No?
It's just annoying, because I mean, it'll slow you down a little bit.
But we're talking milliseconds almost, like.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, but over a course of 20 minutes, that's going to make a huge loss, and especially for that
it'll like add up.
Is she going to take a third?
But it's not going to get crazy. You're going for a quick third base at 4 minutes.
But QueenE is just super annoying with that
it's a bit
probe,
odd.
though.
You generally don't, go for a 4-minute hatchery if you take gas as Zerg like that. Just because, like, you need to sort of, with the gas, emphasize squeeze out speed and then, like, sort of delay a hatchery. Doing both, you'll have a lower drone count and it'll be harder to get out, like, the right number of units. So it's kind of going halfway, and you don't really want to be doing that.
Yes, indeed. We have the first seller poking up here on the map. And a second one coming up, so no Stalker.
No, it's just playing it safe. Cybercore soon done. I'm surprised QueenE, however, didn't go for like the quicker wall off. I mean, because she did see that there was gas from her opponent, so she should be expecting speed at this point. But yeah, no speed being researched. Yeah, Zhaie actually banking 150 gas and not pulling any guys off. There we go. Speed has started, and now she peels off the drones. And no, I thought she was going to leave one in, but no.
We had 21 drones against 27 probes.
Oh yeah, that's actually quite a big difference. I mean, in terms of, like, Zerg should generally be ahead. Now this first zealot, by the way, coming into the natural, there is a spy crawler being built, but he's just going to start attacking this first queen, try to bring her low. I mean, this could, initially set QueenE up for, if she's going to be harassing with oracles or something like that, or, poke again. When you weaken queens like this, it's really annoying, because, I mean, it forces more energy for transfuses and stuff like that, and, queens are supposed to be, like, good tanky units. Just hurting them is, it's good if you're going to be aggressive further.
But I feel that QueenE is a little bit on a pattern, except for that probe who has put a pylon on her third. That zealot poke in for that queen, that's also similar to the first game we saw earlier.
Yeah. She did poke a little bit with the MSC and the zealot. Now there's a second spine, 14 links, speed almost done, by the way.
So, and if that overall is going to go down, it's going to be painful.
Yeah, that's actually going to supply block Zhaie here. But I mean, there's a sizable force of lings here, and as speed finishes up, they could actually surround that Zealot and Stalker and shut down QueenE's map control for now. So needs to be careful. There we go. Speed finishes now.
I believe Zhaie is playing with her nose here. She is putting up quite a huge defense here with 2 spine crawlers, and is that a roach wall in the background? Yes, it is. So let's see what QueenE is going to do here. If she's going to do that 2-base push again with the 4. No, what is she up against now?
Yeah, QueenE going crazy here with the gateways.
7 gateways.
Yeah, this is just going to be a straight up 7-gate all-in. Does find one of the pylons, by the way, but that's not going to matter because now we had the first warp in here of a few extra units. I mean, at this point, there are no drones once again for Zhaie. She's at 38. She did squeeze in a few ones at the last moment, but you can't be making workers when there's an army outside your door wanting to kill you.
Yeah, so can be careful with those links. She's trying to surround something, but she has too few links to actually surround something out of case here.
Yeah, she's going to focus on the pylon, but I don't think she's even going to get that.
No,
so trades away that's not even a trade. She just gives away. She donates all of those lings to QueenE, and she's super happy about that. She's just going to go for it. I mean, 2 spines and a bunch of lings, not going to cut it with this amount of zealots.
Yeah, she takes on those spine crawlers in an FT pace, and even if she gives some more health on that with her queen, she's actually buffering up quite a heavy. But the force of QueenE seems too big to counter right now, so she only have 3 queens left now.
Yeah, no additional units. 10 lings in production, not going to be enough. The Gateway army is just going to be too strong, and I think that Zhaie is going to be tapping out shortly. Even drones coming up the lines.
Yeah.
To
and there we have the GG, but with a big smiley face. QueenE takes home the first series of the evening.
Yes, clean 2-0.
Pretty clean 2-0, I think. I believe the first map actually was... I believe Zhaie put out a good fight there. It was close.
It was closer.
Yeah.
This was just...
She had to be a bit more careful with how she positions her links, though, because she just throw many of them away. So she needs to be more aware, like how she utilizes them to make some kind of a push. But it is really hard to put up against a Protoss play on the high ground like that.
I think like the fundamental issue is still the fact that it was just like such a low economy. Like you can't make anything off of 25 drones. What she wants to be doing is like power up. If you stay on 2 base, power up to like 46 drones and stop, and then make units. Scout a little, adjust. But she went 25 drones, made like 20 lings and 2 spines, and then 10 more drones. Like you can't be doing that. It doesn't really work. And the result of that, as we could see, QueenE does sweep the floor with her opponent in this first set, and we're going to be following QueenE throughout this tournament.
So we're gonna follow her into the next set, which is the best, another best of 3.
Yeah, we'll just have to sort of take a look and see. Let's see if we can bring up the bracket. This is actually the bracket is actually not plugged in the regular way that it usually is.
They haven't updated it yet, so
no, we don't know really what's going on right now. So I guess we'll cut it to a short break. No, look, there we go. Yeah, but that's the bracket anyway, guys. QueenE moves on 2-0 versus her opponent Zhaie. And then you have, what is that, Sun and
Kiana.
Yeah.
2 French women. We have the German Cridolini versus the American Poison. And quite funny that Poison is joining us here today. I believe it's quite early in the morning for her still.
Wait, depends on if she's...
on the west or east coast.
Yeah, exactly.
But as far as we know today, I think we're going to cut it for a bit and let's see what
we'll just have to wait, basically.
We have to wait.
Yeah, see what goes on.
All right. And so we are not playing on the Dream Pool today.
Thank God.
Thank God. We're playing on the Season 3 match with Catalina and King Station for apart, as we saw here earlier. And... we are a bit thankful that we're playing it today, and I think a lot of people who are playing on the ladder are thankful that we're using this map pool today also.
Yeah, I mean, of course, I know some people who say, yeah, it's really fun with these old maps, but I'm just gonna put my foot down and say, no.
We play them.
You're wrong.
We are done.
They are in the past for a reason.
Yes. But I think it was a funny thing because a lot of those maps I haven't played because I came into the scene quite late.
Oh, yeah, that's
so
true.
A lot of those maps are way beyond my time. So it was so funny to see everybody be so nostalgic about them for about a week.
Yeah, I wasn't. I didn't even pay any time to be nostalgic. I was just really mad about it.
No,
I was just really mad. I really don't like the map pool. But yeah, guys, we're on a good one. But we will cut it to a short break before we jump into the next series.
We will do that.
Yeah.
And take you back to the next game.
Yes, I'm Tenshi.
I'm Zolor. See you soon.